In this video, we've got $10,000, $2,400, $1,200, $1,000, $600, $300 grants. Ladies and gentlemen, grants for everyone. I am 99.999% convinced that there is free money in the gargantuan variety of resources to which I link you in the spreadsheet that I've been showing you in previous videos. We are up to version 4, and at 99.999% conviction rate, ladies and gentlemen, that's a higher probability than pregnancy tests. And you very well know those things work. Otherwise, I would not have the pleasure of speaking to you today. Let's get right to it. You remember the spreadsheet. You know that President Donald Trump signed into law the next disaster relief package, which is allowing the federal government to disperse economic injury disaster loan grants of up to $10,000. I'll go ahead and drop a subsequent video where I'll tell you the qualifications of that economic injury disaster loan grant. Again, in the spreadsheet, I link you to the Small Business Administration page where they discuss all of the disaster loans and economic assistance available. And I didn't even include in my intro, in my hook, the grant money that comes from a Paycheck Protection Program forgivable loan of up to $2 million if you qualify for it. And keep watching this video until the end, because I'm about to tell you about that desperately coveted economic impact payment, aka the stimulus check of $600 for individuals who make up to $75,000, heads of household who make up to $112,500, and couples filing their taxes jointly who make up to $150,000. Click the subscribe button, click the bell notification, stay on top of all these grants that I encounter well into the new year, because as you very well know, a lot of these grants were funded by the federal government pursuant to the CARES Act. Now that the president has signed the next disaster relief package into law, then the federal government will be replenishing all these programs with new funds. So there'll be more grants to which you can access for free money for yourself, for your small business, for your families, regardless of the situation in which you are involved. We've got, go back to the grants page, also these other grants right here: NAV Small Business Grant, the American Seed Fund, FedEx Small Business Grant Contest, that even if you do not qualify for the economic injury disaster loan, if you simply open a small business, and I give you even resources on how to do that. It's not rocket science. It's not anything revolutionary for you to open a small business. As long as you're selling things, just like my Bob Ross bobblehead that I bought for $6.99 in Marshalls. If I find that a couple of months from now it's not at $6.99 anymore on eBay, I can go ahead and flip it for whatever the worth is, perhaps $10, or perhaps I'll hold it for a couple of years and I can sell it in $20. That's a small business revenue. It's not revenue you're getting as a W-2 employee, so it's self-employment income. And I link you to ways you could do that. And if you simply open a small business by being an independent contractor without formalizing, without going into opening an LLC, without filing your incorporation papers, and even getting an employer identification number, which you should get because it's free to get through the IRS, you can still qualify for grants such as this FedEx Small Business Grant, which is coming back in early 2021. Also, the NAV Small Business Grant that I've told you about in previous videos, also coming back in January of 2021, right? You could apply for the American Seed Fund, which are grants of up to $1.75 million to fund your innovative yet technically risky idea. The federal government actually helps you fund technically risky ideas, and you don't even have to have filed your business as a legal entity, as a single member LLC or whatever, in order to submit the pitch. However, when you get to the next stage of applying for this grant, you do have to have some form of legal entity. And I provide links to all kinds of resources that help you. So for instance, let's say you need help with the economic injury disaster loan or simply opening your small business. We've got the America's SBDC, the Small Business Development Community Organization. These are communities across the United States, organizations across the United States that they help you open your small business. They help you with your Paycheck Protection Program loan applications, your economic injury disaster loan applications. Check it out. America's SBC, start a new business every 32 minutes, create a new job every 5.3 minutes. You can start a business. As I told you in previous videos, I started my business 10 days after the Nielsen Company laid me off back in 2009. I opened it in 2010, because they laid me off, I think it was in 2009, and then in 2010, about 10 days later, I opened my small business. I filed the incorporation papers. It was a wrap, a few $100. And if you're on unemployment, again, I've told you how people have told me they cannot open a small business because they will lose their unemployment and benefits. There are SEAP programs, self-employment assistant programs, where your state's Department of Labor, your employee assistance department, anything that runs unemployment in your state will pay you in order to start your small business. They'll continue to pay your unemployment benefits as opposed to fulfilling the requirement to receive those unemployment benefits by searching for a job. SEAP, okay? This is the national page. I linked you on the small business tab, all right? You got this program in New York. According to this federal government page, you have the program in the states of, click the wrong one, Delaware, Mississippi, New Hampshire, New York, and Oregon. Okay, and I have links to several of those resources. Otherwise, simply go ahead and perform a query for SEAP program in your state, and you'll have access to SEAP. If you want to get in touch with this, some people have told me, because I actually am a certified small business instructor for the Small Business Services organization in New York City, so I don't hold those classes anymore. However, you can contact the self-employment assistance program in New York State and go ahead and contact 311 and they'll go ahead and tell you how to do that. And there's links to everything over here, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look. Again, I've got C programs for all these states: New York, Mississippi, Oregon, individual grants. You know that as per the next disaster relief package, now individuals who make up to $75,000 will receive an economic impact payment, aka a stimulus check of $600. I link you in the individuals tab to the frequently asked questions link on the IRS, because the IRS will handle economic impact payments. Again, it tells you whether you're eligible. Now, all of this content will be updated on this page, because this is the criteria for the first stimulus check. You will now be receiving the second stimulus check. And it also gives you information on the first stimulus check in the event you didn't receive it. Just like my mother-in-law, she didn't receive it. So we got to go ahead and work on that. And here's the thing. You want to start applying for all this stuff, because now that we have the disaster relief package, all of these programs, they're going to be replenished with fresh funds coming from this new disaster relief package. So you're going to want to click the subscribe button, click the bell notification to stay on top of all these grants and sources of free money that I encounter, because I'm going to keep dropping them well into the new year and beyond to ensure that you do everything that you need to help save and feed your families to ultimately save this country. No one else is going to do it. And remember this one, the Small Business Relief Initiative and Fund FAQs. So with this, all you basically have to do is raise $500 through GoFundMe for your small business. It doesn't have to be a legal entity. It doesn't have to be an LLC. Simply something where you have a side hustle, where again, you're selling old items on eBay or Mercari or Poshmark, for instance. Look, like this old blade right here, right? If I wanted to sell this thing, let's say I want to get $1 for it. That's money coming in as an independent contractor, perhaps, because actually, yeah, you will be a 1099 employee, and you'll have to report this on your taxes, of course. That's what you want to start doing. You want to start learning how to file your taxes with all of this revenue you're not receiving as a W-2 employee, so you have a business and you're able to document it. Listen, disasters, they're always coming. The next disaster is practically on its way. You know, for a given, I had my small business through Sandy, got grants from FEMA, then I had my small business through this, I got grants through the Economic Injury Disaster Loan, other forms of assistance, because my business was established back in 2010. It's already been out for 10 years' time. Start now, because for this, see, these other applications that I'm talking about, these other programs such as the GoFundMe, such as FedEx, NAV, they're not requiring like the Economic Injury Disaster Loan and the Paycheck Protection Program that you be in business in 2019 or at the beginning of the year. You simply have to have a small business. You could have started your small business after I dropped the first video where I told you to do it in order to qualify for these programs. And don't just do it for you to qualify for these grants. Do it to actually hold your own two in this country. And do it so you can be among the most benefited in this country. Because as a small business, this is capitalism, ladies and gentlemen. You are in the mecca of capitalism. You will always stand to receive most benefit if you run a small business, you operate a small business, if you start to build assets. So let's go ahead. move towards that. Click the subscribe button, click the bell notification. I'll keep you on top of everything you need to do in order to hold your own too, not depend on the government. Because look what they did. They put everything on pause because the president didn't want to sign the disaster relief package, so you don't know what's going to happen. He could have held off until the inauguration, to the next administration. Who knows? That's what he was threatening to do. So you don't want to, you sell something, ladies and gentlemen, and go ahead. And I'm going to be dropping content on how you can start selling things on this platform. Okay, so life can be what we call in Colombia a papaya. You know why it's called a papaya? Because it's a fruit that allows you to, because it's easy. Anything that's easy, that it's basically a slam dunk, just like this one right here. So basically, I didn't even drop the whole requirement information for this. Anyway, for the Small Business Relief Initiative, as long as you raise $500, GoFundMe will actually match that $500 for a grant of $1,000. Okay? Through GoFundMe. And look, like I said, it's a papaya. It's easy. The reason in Colombia they call things that are easy papaya is because it makes you poop easily. And I've got let me just tell you, I even got a page right here on my spreadsheet for free education sources at the highest levels on this planet. Look. Take a look at this real quick. You've got free education available at MIT. You know what MIT is? Probably the most prestigious technical engineering university on the planet. Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They got free courses available for you. I've taken math courses, more advanced math, through that program myself. Stanford University. Founders of Google, they actually got their education there. They've got free courses. Take a look. And look at this. And you say, and when I tell you I have grants for everyone, I have grants for everyone. Take a look. Even your students, the students in your household. Look. Take a look at this. I work with this organization, by the way, the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory, sometime in the past. I was helping them promote content on their new robots, on their robotic ships, robotic firefighters on ships, etc. This was after I was discharged from the Navy, by the way. Anyway, these are the requirements. Must be in high school, grades 9 through 12, and at least 15 years of age. If your student in your household, your high school student, gets recommended by a high school official, guidance counselor, math, or science teacher, depending on the grades, etc., they could qualify to receive a $3,300 academic reward. Returning students get $3,800 from the American Society for Engineering to work with the U.S. Naval Research Laboratory. It's kind of like an internship. So when I say I've got grants for everyone, and a number of people also ask me for down payment grants to buy your first home, go ahead and take a look at FHA. I've got the list right here. You can go ahead, you can scroll down through this page. Look, in every state, they've got Alabama, Alaska, Arizona. When you hear about all these people buying their homes with no down payment, with FHA mortgages, this is the way they do it. Down payment assistance program. You typically take a class, and then you qualify for it, and they'll give you the amount of money you need to either in order to get the rest of your down payment if you already have some money set aside, or in some cases, a full down payment. And I was probably the first person to tell you about this, the Beyonce Bay Good $5,000 grant for people who are facing evictions and foreclosures. You can now access our spreadsheet by typing in bit.ly/grants, GRANTS, into your browser, or clicking the link that I include in the comment section below.